What up to another episode of Solar Day. Solar Day. I'm back with another one. No pun intended with DJ Khaled. What can I talk about today? Today's date, September 27, 2025. We're close to October, the month of Halloween. I don't care about Halloween that much, but you know what that holiday is all about. And I don't care about Michael Myers. Who do I care about? Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is the best slasher in horror films. Why? Because he's innocent. Yeah, he goes on a rampage killing spree, killing everybody at Crystal Lake, but he has a purpose for it. They ain't supposed to be there after what happened to him in his childhood. It's a cursed lake. It's a cursed camp. And whenever they go to that camp, they get killed by Jason because they ain't supposed to be there. I got a few movies by him. My favorite being Manhattan. But yeah, my trick-or-treating days are over. That's in the past. Trick-or-treating is not for me. Halloween parties are not for me either. I thought I was going to one day, but I didn't have any friends to go hook up with. No friends to hang out with, so I stayed at home. That was 2 Halloweens ago. I know I got some things to talk about, but that's why I'm doing these episodes, because I can't talk about everything in one episode. Why do you think they got TV shows like that? They can't talk about every single thing in every episode, in one episode. They got to do one episode at a time and make it one season at a time until they complete it. I'm not an actor, but life is a movie. Life is a TV show every day. Every single day we acting on our own accord. Yep. Sometimes we're alone, sometimes we're together. Sometimes we go on vacation. Sometimes we work even 7 days a week with no breaks. But you gotta eat, you gotta sleep. What else can I talk about as I'm pacing back and forth through my condo? I've showed things around here, so I don't have a lot of things to show. Probably nothing else to show. If you haven't seen my condo tour, check out my other videos. I really ain't got much to say today. Does Frodo have something to say? Frodo ain't got shit to say. Does Cal Kestis have something to say? Cal Kestis ain't got nothing to say. Does Cinderella have something to say? She look like she dreaming right there. So you know she's sleeping. She ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, Cinderella living in a dream. Look at Disney, you know what I'm saying? Look at Disney. For real, that movie right there, she dreaming. Dreaming about, I don't know what she's dreaming about, really. What is Cinderella dreaming about? I don't even think she's dreaming about the prince. Is she dreaming about falling in love with the prince? I don't even know if she's doing that, you know what I'm saying? But some way, somehow she ended up with him. Had to get away from her sisters, her stepsisters, and her step aunt. I like that story though. I don't remember. Yeah, the actor's name is Ella. Her real name is Ella. Yeah, Ella something. Ella 9 something. Ella 9. She got a number 9 in her name. A number 9 is in her name. Ella 9. Ella 9 fine. Yeah. Finer than a glass of wine. Sipping on time. I've never had wine before. One day I will. But that's going to be a while from now. Yep. That's going to be years from now. I've heard the future told to me. Last year and this year. Maybe I can talk about that. Maybe I can talk about what I heard. I don't know how long this video gonna be. But I heard the word from source, energy, God, power, whatever you want to call it. From the heavens. If you're religious, you know what I'm talking about. If you ain't, just stay not believing, not, not believing in anything. But I believe everything happened for a reason. I believe that I went to church for 30 years and served for a reason. Now I'm here at this part of my life, not going to church, not serving. I still read the Bible from time to time because I have to. I think I know everything until I open that book, you know what what I'm saying? When I opened that book, I see something I never realized. But yeah, this may be a secret that I'm about to share, but I'm going to tell you what I heard from the heavens above last year and this year. So here's a little story from last year when I went to the hospital. I'm not starting back at 2023 when I went to the hospital, but when I went back to the hospital in 2024, I heard things. I heard voices from my ancestors that were here before me. And I heard voices from my wife and the future woman of my kids. I don't know if I'm going to say their names on this video, but it's been confirmed. When I was in that hospital, it was like a dream. It was like a nightmare and a dream at the same time. I was stuck in a room, sitting on a bed, hearing voices in my head, hearing the people around me, like the nurses and the patients. But yeah, that was 2024. I don't really want to elaborate on that year. But I am going to tell you what happened after I got out the hospital. I started hearing more and more of the mother of my future kids' voice. She's my boss. She's about a year older, a little over a year older. Born in 1988. I was born in 1990. She's not as educated as me, as educated as I am, even though she's older than me. She never passed the 7th grade. Me, I graduated high school. First of all, I had to repeat the 7th grade just because I had a D in one class. And guess what class that was? That was reading class. I had to repeat it. So I didn't flunk it. I just had to repeat it. And then from then on, I went from there to 12th grade and graduated. Went to college, to 3 different colleges. Two on campus and 1 online. Did I complete them? I got my certificate on the second campus college I went to. So I got that completed, but not my degree. But I didn't need one. Not everybody needs one to work in society. Is that how I got my education? I wouldn't say so, but I had to attend school anyway. I had to do the studies, take the tests, take notes, but I automatically knew everything. I just had to go through the process of schooling. But yeah, back to this girl I was talking about that is supposed to have my kids in the future. She talks to me every day in my head, telepathically. Ever since last year. And I've been using Facebook. I no longer can because my wife took over. But when I was using Facebook, I was posting pictures of her on my profile every single day. Just about every single day, I was posting pictures of her. And I've seen more pictures of this girl more than any other girl in the universe. I don't even have any pictures of my wife on my profile, man. Not one. My wife is a secret. But the mother of my future kids is well known. She's a musician. She released an album this year. I don't know if you know about it. If you even know who I'm talking about. I don't want to really say her name. But she got 3 solo albums. One released in 2020, one released in 2021, and one released in 2025. Most of her songs are written about me. But I didn't know this until this year. I didn't know that her songs were about me. And she's been an artist in the industry since 2005. That's 20 years ago. But I knew not who she was until I was in the year 2010. So 5 years after she started her career, that's when I saw her on TV. But I still didn't know who she was. I didn't even know her name. So 2 years after that, I heard a song called, this might give it away if you're a fan of her. The song is called Brick by Born Brick. That's when I found out her name. But I still didn't know who she was, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the song was about. I didn't know what her music was about. That was in her rock era. She was making rock music with Paramore. She's the lead singer previously. She's no longer with that group, with that band. Because her contract ended with a label, with Atlantic label and Fueled by Ramen. So she's no longer with Paramore. Atlantic Records, yeah. I have one song about her though, and it's called That's What You Say, on my album called Hearts of Gold. HOG. There's a sample on there from a song she wrote called That's What You Get. And I did my little spin to it, calling it That's What You Say. So I rapped my vocals over her vocals, and it ended up perfectly aligned. It's about, the song is about her, I, and my wife. So yeah, as I'm making this video, that girl is talking in my head. That being said, I'm gonna end the video here, and maybe you'll join me in the next episode of The Soular Day. Until then, peace out.